What is it?
Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons and Dragons game, which is now available for free on the PSN store. And I'll be honest, I made some assumptions pretty early on. So the only way to really win is to spam circle as fast as you can to hold them off tower defense style, and then level up your attack while trying to level up the morons that don't do anything before they die.
Well, you're going to need all your wits to
Hammer the circle as hard as I can.
I mean, this is just not a terrible license.
I mean, this is quite shocking.
In its defense,
It doesn't know what it's doing.
D&D has always been about the embellishments in your heads, the story playing out in your head.
He's going down, he's gonna die!
So while
Take
you're
him
doing
out.
this, why don't you imagine you're playing a better game?
I'm trying. I've done 1.10 thousand damage to him. Come on, he's gonna do. Come on! Ah! Come on now, he's nearly done. Come on! No! Ah, beat me. It defeated me. It just keeps reloading me in the same area. I can't do it anymore. I cannot.
No, I think
So then I turned it on after a day or two and I jumped back onto the game and I thought I'd be restarting at the beginning of the level, and I was wrong. I heard battling and I realised that the game had continued. I'd earned 100k I had 183,000 gold now because it continues playing in the background. So now I'm in a position where I gather gold from killing the mobs, and I can also shoot down birds or animals that run past with certain key combinations. And I hammer circle as my part of the game, but I'm not at the forefront. I'm helping these guys, and I'm leveling them up, leveling myself up, and I can recruit new heroes to join the clan to help me get through the bits that I found difficult before. And it was a sudden realisation that part of the core gameplay loop is not playing the game, which is different. But by doing this, I can then go on to that level, that boss at the end of the section that I can't defeat, and make mincemeat of him. Easy peasy. Struggled like hell. This time, nothing. No wanker's cramp for me. So you got items and things like that for completing part of a quest. You get like buffs and things. I'm going to go on about that a little bit more later on. But the thing that I notice is that you are just a gold gatherer. It wants you to have the gold. Have some gold so you can purchase things, and not necessarily all up front, but after you level up your characters and you get so far again, you'll again get beaten by a boss that you just cannot defeat, and you've got to turn it off again. And then you come back and you've got 1.28 billion gold because you've left it for 2 days. And you realise that you're not alone anymore. You're not struggling because you can buy a Shara, who is a beautifully named Falcon Man. And he's a level far beyond that thing that troubled you before. And he clears the path. You complete the quest. And you revel in victory. You earn gold and Torm's Favour, which is a buff for coinage gain later on. Then you get to see a little bit of the world map and you realise that your dwarf is telling you there's a variant of the quest you've just done. Would you like to do that? Of course I would. Tell me of this variant. What wonders besiege me? And you find out it's a cart. So yeah, then you play the same mission through again, this time with a car, and you have the choice to turn it off. And then you can come back and have a look at all the wonderful monetary stuff. So, as I said before, you get crates for completing things, and out of these crates there's two types of crate for a start. One that's unlocked you can open, you can get buffs like this that help all of your different characters, and there's locked ones which you have to pay for with real money. There's certain items that give you gold or 30 minutes of offline gold and tokens and things like that just by a press of a button. They're called bounties. You just select them and it gives you another boost of gold, which is always pleasant. Once you've worked out how to gain gold, i.e. you level them up to a certain level and then you walk away from the game and leave it for 3 days, you can go into the milestones and you realise that it wants you to click 100, look at that, 100 million gold, 10,000 times clicked. So you realise your part of this game is not to be in the thick of the action, you are simply a secondary character to these guys. And if you go onto the champion screen, you can see what buffs you've applied to which champion. You can see the abilities. There's a point where you can add different things dependent on leveling up certain things with the character. There's buffs that occur for individuals during a certain event. Some of them you'll have, some of them you have to unlock. There's blessings, which again are a thing you buy with Torm's Favour, which is the monetary system you get for completing quests. This is another buff screen. Then you can go to the adventure and it tells you what you're doing, and you can either complete it if you've had enough, and you can view the map and go somewhere else and do another one, which is almost exactly the same side scrolling action. There's also the event screen, which quite frankly I don't understand. There's this guy Puent who supposedly I should have or don't have. I've unlocked stuff or I haven't unlocked, I don't know. There's so much stuff. Then you can go to the Patreon screen, and the Patreon screen is something else. That's like some sort of shop, but it's not a shop, it's specific stuff swapped with these guys to get other stuff, and they've got their own backstory. And then there's a familiar screen, which doesn't mean anything because you've got to get to Area 66 in a campaign to unlock a little guy that follows your characters around. And then there's a shop. And let's get real for a minute. Having looked at this game, it's fine. It looks more like a mobile game than anything else. But the prices, once again, are slightly ridiculous. Now, you can get special chests from anything for £4.50 all the way up to £45. And then there's the character screens, the starter packs, which come in at £9, or if you get Celeste, that's £18. Or if you get Naelis, that's 26. And then there's the extra champions. And now we're talking serious moolah. Because as you can see, there's variations. And they start at £9 and they go all the way up to 54. You heard me right. I mean, these characters are nothing different. They're still little 2D animated motherfuckers. And let's face it, this game, at its core, does not deserve to have a character which is priced at 54 best value pounds. No. So at its core, it's a fairly simple 2D side-scrolling click 'em up. You're either clicking to level them up or you're clicking to slow the enemies down so your Muppets can take them out. If that's your sort of bag, go for it. Personally, I wouldn't spend any real life money in this because I don't think it's worth it. The core gameplay loop is tiresome. It encourages you to stop playing it, for Christ's sake. So take from that what you will. If you've enjoyed this video, thank you very much. I'd like you to tell all your mates, possibly your nan. I think your nan would like our videos. And if you liked it, feel free to subscribe and wait for the next one, because there will be another one. Until then, you've been watching What Is It on The Essential Gamer. I'm Lee. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.